Loop Live Studio. I'm Davern, joined by two very familiar faces to the Mammoth Film Festival. We were just talking, John. We've been at all of them except one.
Yeah.
You've been at all of them.
I've been at all of them since the beginning.
Reintroduce yourselves to our audience for those people who live under a rock and have never been to Mammoth Film Festival before.
I'm Chris Reinacher.
And I'm Jonathan Kite. Just kidding, it's the reverse.
And we
Strike
are
that, reverse it.
Reinachite.
I like it.
That's our
New.
cryptocurrency that we'll talk about in a bit. Guys, invest in Reinachite.
I'm Chris Reinacher. I'm an actor and filmmaker, and I am the host of the Mammoth Award show and the Mammoth Festival. I also usually do the Celebrity Bowling Tournament, which I'm bummed we're missing out on this year, but I'm hoping we'll be back next year.
Yeah.
I'm Jonathan Kite. I'm just like Chris, but I don't have a short in the festival. I submitted a lot. And
I submitted
I
four.
don't think I have Tanner's right number. So I'm actually not part of the festival this year. I'm just here to settle some scores. So hopefully he sees this, and if I can get an email, I have an AOL right now, and I think it's a dead end.
These guys are going to be hosting the award show, which will be on Monday, tomorrow, starting at noon at the Mammoth Mountain Lodge. And like Chris was saying, they usually do the bowling tournament, but not to be this year. However, you have a short in the festival this year, which is unlike other years, correct?
Yeah. I'm super excited. It's a short by a writer star named Kylie Alesso. It's in the Her Voice block, directed by Kelly Walker. And I was just kind of fortunate enough to lend my creative guidance and help and making sure all everybody communicated and kind of empowering their voices. I think we got something really fun. It's called Just Lie to Me.
Yeah. Check it out there, everybody. Just Lie to Me. Guys, you're real vets of the fest, so let's just talk Mammoth Film Festival and how awesome it is and how much we love coming up here every year, right?
Yeah.
We're here now.
Yeah.
I love it.
What'd you say?
I said I love it.
I do too. I mean, I think it's lucky for us because being here, we got to get to float around and see it really grow. I mean, even with the weather, which I know kept some people away, it still seems incredibly packed.
I agree.
Yeah.
Really well attended.
We were at the theater last night, and I mean that they showed one film in two different theaters, and it felt like unintentionally they weren't able to seat everybody that was there. I mean, that's how packed the theater was last night, which is a really unfortunate for those people. But cool for...
Pulled out a lot of director's chairs and kind of lining the walls. You know, it was really a packed theater.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it just speaks to sort of the family vibe up here. I mean, the friendship vibe. I mean, everybody not only might have known Tanner and Tomek and Chando and Theo and stuff coming into Mammoth even way back in the day, and even if they didn't, they certainly do now. You know, you see the same people at the festival year after year, which is just a testament to the fest and the people that run it.
Totally.
Yeah.
I agree. A couple of years ago, one of the big award winners, Anchorage, was here and won for their indie short. They were great audience members as well. We had a kind of live bit with them during it, and one of them is back, Scott, this year, working at the festival, doing Q&As and all that. And I feel like that happens often. It's like a big film festival for filmmakers by filmmakers, and you see the same people come back year after year, which I hope speaks well about the leadership and the community and the way we run it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anything planned for the award show for you? Give away anything? Any
Not
secrets?
yet.
Any surprises?
We have nothing planned
We got
yet.
yeah, that's the thing. We got some bits.
People ask often, and I'm gonna answer a question that we get asked a lot. Are you winging it? And to our critics, I would say, what do you think?
There's a lot of wing-ish stuff going on. It's wing-ed.
You know what's cool that because we've been going to a lot of the films, and we talked about this last night when we were just sort of did like a prep session about that there's great jokes because the materials are so rich this year, and it's like, you know, we saw a great film the other night, Invisible Raptor. And
insane.
And we were able just to spin off that and really highlight that. And it's cool when you feel passionate about the things that you're going to be talking about. Because, you know, when we do a lot of the stuff like corporates, they're like, talk about Mark and accounting. And I'm like, I really don't want to. He's paying for the whole thing? Mark and accounting is a pretty swell guy. But it's cool that we go to the films because we want to and just to support. And it's, you know, it's cool to celebrate those people and sort of have passion and come up with jokes and entertainment about them. And So we're really excited for tomorrow.
Well, speaking of celebrating people, Derek Waters winning the first ever inaugural Golden Mammoth Award at the award show. What is the Golden Mammoth Award?
Ooh, that's a great question.
It's the first time.
Well, they went with Golden Mammoth. I thought it should be called the Derek Waters Award. And I don't have time.
I believe it's, this has become like a proper tradition Mammoth has. One of my friends who's very tradition oriented said, "What are you doing this week?" I said, "Going up to Mammoth." He went, "Wow, a real proper tradition." I think that felt good because it's a long running thing, and I think this is kind of our version of a Lifetime Achievement Award, you know? And I feel like maybe early on, your first year giving out a Lifetime Achievement Awards feels a little inauthentic, but now that we kind of have some years under our belt, for me, I've been a huge Derek Waters fan for a really long time. I used to watch the first Drunk Histories when they came out on Funny or Die before they were a television show. I showed everyone I knew. I thought they were hilarious, and so I'm kind of like geeking out on my own. I'm like a child of the internet, and I love like internet comedians. I love watching Donald Glover make it because I used to watch him do. Funny enough, his group was called Derek Comedy, but I feel that way about Derek Waters as well. So to watch him, Drunk History turn into such a legendary show has been exciting for me as a fan.
Yeah, it feels appropriate that he's the first because it feels like he was doing indie in a space. Like, obviously there was always indie film, but he was doing like indie episodic.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I went to the Q&A yesterday with him. Sorry, COVID. No, I went to the Q&A with him yesterday, and just, obviously he's been around. It's funny, we're the exact same age, and he looks younger than me, but it's like he's been around as long as I can think about just in Hollywood. We probably got there around the same time, and I was just always aware of his stuff. Like you said, before it went to Funny or Die, before any of that stuff, and this guy was just sort of like, he was just doing it for the love of the game. And what an inspirational story to go along with Mammoth. They just did it for the love of the game. They wanted to support their friends, their ideas, their momentum. Yeah. And it's somebody like that, Derek, who's been doing that for other people as well as himself for a long time. I don't think there's a better recipient than him for the first one.
Totally. Yeah. The Loop Live this year brought to you by Seen It, the world's favorite movie trivia board game. You guys Seen It fans?
I agree.
Yeah.
I was first introduced to Seen It in youth group in 10th grade. I was there to be confirmed as a Catholic, and I really enjoyed the Seen It nights. And then the nights when we talked about the Bible, I had too many questions and wound up having to drop out.
Yeah.
But you were there to play Seen It.
Yeah. No, Seen It.
Seen
I
It
think they
was
loved me those nights. And then they talked about like, how the Bible applies to the modern world. And I basically had too many questions. I created an entire controversy because that's a longer story, but I can go into it. I can go into
By the way,
tell us more about that.
Yeah, let's talk about the Catholic Church for a while.
Let me tell you, when I played it, and I'm Jewish, but when I played it at Catholic camp, they took out all the spotlight questions.
All right, well, we're done here.
Guys, I'm working on shit for tomorrow. We'll see. That won't make it in.
Yeah.
The current spotlight references.
What's the joke I wanted you to test to see if anybody would get it? This year, we're also sponsored by Waterloo.
This is a perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
So, how many of you are familiar, Chris? None of you are cackling in the background. How many of you are familiar that Napoleon Bonaparte lost the battle at Waterloo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so literally everyone in this fucking room.
That's not what you do. You do the joke and then you say, "Did you get it?" You don't prep them with the premise.
The joke is the premise. I say, brought to you by Waterloo, which will kill your thirst the way it got Napoleon, or something along those lines.
All right.
Laugh from the camera guy. Laugh from the camera guy.
All right, well, it's in the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
What about in lieu of water, drink Waterloo? How about that?
Not bad.
That's a great slogan.
Okay.
I don't know.
What we're saying is we're still working.
We're still working it out.
Yeah.
We'll get it by Tuesday.
Winging-ish.
The day after the award show.
Seen It was kind enough to make us our own Mammoth Film Festival commemorative game piece. You can see it right there.
Yeah, that's really cool.
On the board, which is pretty awesome. And then also, we are powered by a charity and an organization called Rack the Planet. So these are my last two, actually. Have you guys got one of these yet at the fest?
No.
Here you go. Here's one for you. And here, pass it
whatever.
down. There you go.
Yep.
There's no combo or anything. Slide those to the side like it's an action movie with like a bomb inside of it or something. But actually, there's cold hard cash in there from Rack the Planet. RAK stands for Random Acts of Kindness, and they just want you to take that out in the world and either pay it forward or buy someone's coffee or do something cool with it or keep it and do something cool with it yourself.
I like this.
Wow.
This you just own Wilson. Wow. Wow, this is so great. I love it because it looks like we're doing an homage to Marcellus Wallace.
Real cold hard cash in here.
Actually, Michael Madsen said that when I handed it to him. He goes, "Oh, like Pulp Fiction."
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Michael Madsen and I are the same.
Yeah.
Wow, this is awesome. Random Acts of Kindness.
really cool.
Yeah, there you
Just
go.
doing a pay it forward thing. I'm
Yeah.
excited to
Rack the
participate
Planet.
in this.
There you go. Guys, thanks for sitting down. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having
It wouldn't
us.
be Mammoth without you guys.
Good, we're
Yeah,
happy
thanks
to be
for
here.
helping me unpack my Catholic confirmation.
No
when I
problem.
was 15.
I'm happy I could be here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. For these guys and Rack the Planet and Seen It, I'm Brett, and that's keeping you in the loop.